Lawmaker Bello El-Rufai is asking for the immediate increase in salaries for police officers. And I am asking, will this finally bring a reform to the Nigerian police force? Well, all of this will be coming up later today on Trending. You do not want to miss that. Let me specially welcome you to Viewpoint on Atlantic TV. I am Mercy Irebo. You know what Viewpoint is all about. We start with the dailies, we go straight into the dialogue. The news comes around, and of course, trending. And of course, you can engage with us on all our social media platforms, on Facebook, on YouTube, on Instagram at Atlantic Media and TV. Yeah, we need to go on this quick break, and once we return, the dailies will be next.
Don't miss out on exciting news, events, and more. Stay connected by following us on Facebook, YouTube, and Instagram at Atlantic Media and TV.
My name is Desoka, the comedy catalyst, one of Nigerian comedy.
All right, guys, back again. Yes, boss. My name is Osh, baby.
Yemi Alade.
Yeah, what up, people? It's your boy Victor Edi.
Girl Niniola.
My name is my wife, and just celebrity type man.
My papa say, who won't carry cow, waka go, waka follow the cow. I know the life for you.
I see you know you're watching the Atlantic TV.
Keep watching Atlantic TV.
Atlantic TV. Keep watching Atlantic TV.
Keep watching Atlantic TV.
Keep watching Atlantic TV.
Atlantic TV.
Informative, educative, interesting, entertaining.
Worldwide, international.
Don't go anywhere, I'll catch you.
Don't touch that die. Atlantic TV. Boom.
Atlantic TV. We wanna party.
Atlantic TV. Culturally inclined and uniquely different.
Welcome to the dailies. For review this morning, we have five papers. We have The Punch, The Guardian, The Nation, Daily Trust, Nigerian Tribune, and Vanguard. And you know how we love to start the dailies with The Punch newspaper. Let's see if it has its usual puncher. Yeah, on The Punch this morning, the lead story, Safe Schools Project stalls in 30 states as abductions rise. States fail to release co-funding. Senate begins probe of 145 billion naira Safe Schools Fund. Although confirms bandits relocation to Kogi. That big story is on page 2 of the Punch newspaper. Let's take a look at some more major stories still on the front page of the Punch newspaper. Very important persons moved to engage NSCDC after 11,000 policemen's recall. Yeah, we heard when the federal government said they will be withdrawing some of these police officers from the VIPs. You can get more of that on page 2 of the Punch newspaper. Business leaders reject proposed beverage tax hike, and that story is on page 20 of the Punch newspaper. NNPCL spends 70.5 trillion securing fuel pipelines, orders in 12 months. Non-working refineries gulp nearly 3 trillion naira. Pressure mounts for audits. More of that is on page 19 of the Punch newspaper. Let's see if we have some more leading stories. Yeah, Nigerian condemns Guinea-Bissau coup. Jonathan evacuated on special flights. You can get more of that on page 29 of the Punch newspaper. Let's see what we have as the picture of the day. Yeah, the picture of the day is more of an advertorial from P-Aza. So it's announcing its recent upgrade from GCR. The advert highlights the company's improved credit rating and commitment to growth. Well, that's all we take it this morning on the Punch newspaper. Let's see stories making it to the headlines of the Guardian newspaper. On the Guardian this morning, the lead story, armed attacks intensify as Tinubu okays U.S.-Nigerian security plan. That's on page 6 of the Guardian newspaper. Let's take a look at some more stories still on the front page of the Guardian newspaper. How renewed terrorism exposes old, weak security underbelly. You can get more of that story on page 4 and 5 of the Guardian newspaper. Reps vote on constitution review on December 10th. You can get that on page 3 of the Guardian newspaper. IG claims 11,566 police officers withdrawn from VIPs, orders intelligence policing. More of that is on page 7 of the Guardian newspaper. Democracy under strain as fresh coup hits West Africa, draws condemnations. You can get that on page 6 of the Guardian newspaper. Nigeria's transition to multi-tier electricity market attracts $2 billion investment, and you can get that story on page 7 of the Guardian newspaper. And let's see what we have as the picture of the day. The picture of the day is from Ogone Land, showing community leaders and representatives participating in a symbolic reconciliation event. The image documents ongoing efforts tied to environmental cleanup, justice, and peace building in the region, particularly connected to historic grievances and the push for long-term stability. Well, that's all we're taking this morning on the Guardian newspaper. Let's see what the Daily Trust has for us this morning. On the Daily Trust this morning, the lead story reads, bandits abduct 6 girls boy in FCT. That's a very disturbing story on page 3 and 4 of the Daily Trust newspaper. Still on the Daily Trust, IGP withdraws 11,566 policemen from VIP duties. And that very story is on page 23 of the Daily Trust newspaper. PDP crisis, Lamida urges reconciliation, caretaker committee, and that's on page 12 of the Daily Trust newspaper. AFDB's loan to Nigeria hits $5.1 billion, and that very story is on page 24 of the Daily Trust newspaper. Shetima orders for IPI conference in Abuja, and that's a big story on page 37 of the Daily Trust newspaper. And what we have as the picture of the day this morning on the Daily Trust, you can see it features a prominent tribute to Dahiru Bauchi with a full-page illustration and the caption 1927 to 2025. The report looks back at his journey, contributions, and the impact he made during his lifetime. Well, more details of his life and legacy are contained inside that paper, as you can see on page 5 and 6 of the Daily Trust newspaper. Well, that's all we're taking this morning on the Daily Trust. Let's see what the Nation has for us this morning. On the Nation this morning, the lead story, Nigeria-US joint working group to hold security talks. NSA Ribadu leads federal government's team coordinated abductions of 42 in Niger FCT suburb, and you can get more of that on page 2 of the Nation newspaper. Still on the Nation this morning, new excise bill could undermine president's fiscal reform agenda, organized private sector warns. More of that is on page 2 of the Nation newspaper. Yeah, still on the Nation this morning, World Bank canvasses slash of import tariff to lower inflation, and more of that is on page 3 of the Nation newspaper. 11,566 policemen withdrawn from VIPs. That's a major one on page 3. CBN released 74.41 trillion naira to private sector in October. That's a big story on page 7 of the Nation newspaper. Let's see what we have as the picture of the day. That's the President Bola Ahmed Tinubu, having a virtual emergency meeting, and that's about the summit of the Economic Community of West African States, that is the ECOWAS, head of states and governments on the political situation in Guinea-Bissau yesterday. Well, that's all we're taking this morning on the Nation newspaper. Let's see what the Nigerian Tribune has for us. On the Nigerian Tribune this morning, lawyers, party leaders, others dissect Tinubu's directive, and that's still talking about the security emergency. Flush out saboteurs in government military. This is coming from MBF. Stop recruitment of soldiers, establish state police, but the judge is screaming this loud. I hope President walks the talk. This is coming from Okori. Federal government playing politics with citizens' lives. And this is coming from SDP's Adebayo. Lawyers questioning timing, seek clarity. You can get more of that story on page 2 of the Nigerian Tribune. Yeah, still on the Nigerian Tribune this morning. Gunmen attack on Gige's convoy in Anambra, kill one, injure police officer. More of that is on page 27. That's a very disturbing story on page 27 of the Nigerian Tribune. Jonathan safe out of Guinea-Bissau as Nigeria, AU, ECOWAS condemn coup. That's on page 10 of the Nigerian Tribune. IGP withdraws 11,566 police escorts from VIPs. You can get more of that on page 3 of the Nigerian Tribune. Still on the Nigerian Tribune this morning, my administration has restored fiscal stability in 3 years. This is coming from Osun State's governor on page 27 of the Nigerian Tribune. Nigeria's high inflation eroding incomes, driving continued poverty, World Bank director warns. That's on page 5 of the Nigerian Tribune. A country of particular concern, Ribadu to lead Nigeria's side of working group with the United States. And you can get more of that on page 3 of the Nigerian Tribune. Gunmen abduct 24 farmers in fresh Niger attack. Another 7 in Abuja village. That's a very disturbing story on page 27 of the Nigerian Tribune. And the picture of the day on the Nigerian Tribune this morning, that's the Minister of Interior, Dr. Olubunmi Tunji Ojo, inspecting a firefighting truck during his unscheduled inspection visit to the Federal Fire Service Wuse Station in Abuja on Thursday, that's yesterday. Well, that's all we're taking this morning on the Nigerian Tribune. Let's see the last paper for review this morning. That's the Vanguard newspaper. On the Vanguard this morning, the lead story, bandits kidnap pregnant woman, 30 others in Niger and FCT. That's a very disturbing story. Kaduna Anglican priest dies in kidnappers' den. We are inches away from crushing banditry. This is coming from Defense Minister Badaru. IGP redeploys 11,566 withdrawn police personnel to underserved communities. A very disturbing story on page 5 of the Vanguard newspaper. Still on the Vanguard this morning, Tinubu approves membership for US-Nigeria Working Group. And you can get that on page 9 of the Vanguard newspaper. Renewed hope ambassador, Algon, youth leaders, others hail appointments of Uzo Dima. You can get that on page 21 of the Vanguard newspaper. Gunmen attack on Gige's convoy in Anambra, kill one, injure others. That's a very disturbing one on page 7 of the Vanguard newspaper. And the picture of the day, Guinea-Bissau. Jonathan returns as the African Union, ECOWAS decry coup. Yeah, we can see his departure and also his arrival. And that's a major story on page 8 of the Vanguard newspaper. Well, that's all we're taking this morning on the Vanguard and on all the dailies this morning. And you know, if you find anyone interesting, anyone that caught your fancy, do well to grab yourself a copy of any of the papers. Well, this year we have to wrap it up on dailies this morning. We need to go on this break, and once we return, Dialogue will be next on Atlantic TV.
Every year, millions of lives are stolen, dreams cut short, futures traded in silence. Human trafficking is a modern-day slavery. It hides in plain sight, tearing families apart and trapping the vulnerable in fear. But together we can end it. Together we can protect, we can rescue, and we can give hope. Say no to exploitation. Say no to slavery. Say no to human trafficking. Powered by Atlantic Media and TV.
The Federal Road Safety Corps has officially launched its 2025 EMBA Mode Public Enlightenment and Sensitization Campaign. The Corps issued a strong appeal to motorists, urging them to assure, or rather assume personal responsibility for their safety and to refrain from engaging in distracted driving. The Corps Marshal, Shehu Mohammed, gave this charge in Abuja. Mohammed stated that the Corps was committed to ensure safer road use during this high-traffic festive season in the country, which is popularly, or rather, filled with high traffic of human and vehicular movement, and hence being referred as the Ember Month. He further explained that the theme for this year's campaign, Take Responsibility for Your Safety, Stop Distracted Driving, underscores the human factor as a major cause of crashes on Nigerian highways, emphasizing that drivers' behavior remain critical to achieve the end-of-year campaign objective. The Corps Marshal also attributed, or rather appreciated, the media for the sustained collaboration in promoting road safety awareness and called on all Nigerians to adopt safer road use and habit as the year draws to a close. Mohammed also disclosed that plans were in advanced stage to host an international conference on road crash victims in Africa, scheduled for November the 16th to 18th of 2025. But before all of that comes into place, the question still remains: what will this launch of the Ember campaign truly help in reducing road crashes during this period? And most importantly, how can road users learn to stay alive during these last few months of the year? Well, these and more is what this edition of Dialogue is centered on. And we're talking about the 2025 Ember Month Road Safety Campaign. That's what we're having as a major discourse today on Dialogue. Like we're talking about the Ember Month campaign, the 2025 Ember Month campaign, and how we need to indeed ensure that our roads are safe and we stay alive as we push ourselves into next year. But to truly help us talk about it, we do have no other person, but we're talking about the Route Commander of the Federal Road Safety Corps in Warri. We're talking of Chief Route Commander Victor A. Toby. Good morning and welcome to the show, sir.
Thank you.
Well, we're really going to go straight into it, and I want us to start our discussion with this year's theme, which is Take Responsibility for Your Safety, Stop Distracted Driving, which I feel underscores human factor as it concerns major road crashes in Nigerian highways. So my question is, have human factor indeed contributed to the high rate of deaths on our road this year? Because according to your records, because we also had records of deaths we've had from January to September of this year, it's about 3,400 deaths that was recorded between January to September of 2025. Now, if these human errors are eliminated or reduced, are we going to see reduction in the road crashes within this period?
Yeah, thank you for that question. Like the team goes,
yes,
take responsibility for your safety. Stop distracted driving.
Yeah.
You know, during this Ember Month, we span September to December.
Yeah.
You know, a lot of persons think that the Ember Months are evil months. You know, but like I always tell people, the Ember Months are not evil months.
That this spiritual coloration,
yes.
people always feel is evil.
They are just like every other month of the year.
Okay.
The problem why a lot of persons, or the reasons why a lot of persons have crashes this period is because what they think, or they have thought all this while, that they could not gather from January to September. They see themselves as failures, and so they want to, at all costs, gather what they have not been able to gather.
Okay.
You know, like a driver who drives from here, Warri now, to Port Harcourt.
Yeah.
Maybe he does the street twice a day. He goes and comes back.
Yeah.
But because he feels that he has not made enough money in the period, he wants to go to Port Harcourt, come back, go to Port Harcourt, and come back again. If possible, go back to Port Harcourt. And of course,
so unnecessary pressure.
Yes, and of course, he's human.
Yeah.
He's bound to be affected by the following: fatigue. Fatigue was coming. You know, tiredness will be there.
Yeah.
And as a human being, of course, you will feel very sleepy.
Of course.
And some, you know, some drivers, the way they behave. When the vehicle is ready for movement, they will go to, Mama Nkechi, can I have one shot to shine my eye? I don't know where alcohol has ever shined somebody's eyes. Rather, it makes you feel more sleepy. So you see, human beings, they want to put extra pressure on themselves And of course, the resultant consequence will be fatigue. You know, the human factor accounts for about 80% of what crashes we have today. Because if you look, the causes of crashes, we have the human, we have the mechanical, and they have the environmental. Now, your vehicle is bad. You're hearing different sounds in your vehicle. Now you say, okay, let me just manage to Port Harcourt and come back. You don't manage. If the vehicle is giving you that sign, it means the vehicle is telling you that I am not feeling fine. Just like the body. You wake up in the morning and you begin to have headache. And you say, okay, let me manage. You cannot manage because you know you are not well. So human beings, for these reasons, and even look at it. You are going to Port Harcourt. Federal Safety has said 100 kilometers per hour. You want to drive at 140.
Because you don't want to go and come.
Yes, your concentration will be lost. It will be lost. You cannot have that perfect concentration any longer. Because if you are driving at maybe 80 kilometers per hour, you know if anything happens, there's a tire burst, you can control that vehicle. But at 140, 150, 160, of course you are beginning to sing that song to God. I'm coming home to meet you. You know, even when God has not called you. So those are part of the human factors that will enhance you getting into a crash very fast. And you know that there's something we call the cocoon of safety in road safety. You know, when you are driving, some persons drive bumper to bumper. They tailgate. Now the cocoon of safety, it means that area you have created for yourself, that in case there's a crash, you can meander so that your safety can be assured. That is what we call this cocoon of safety. So that is part of the human factor of making people get into crashes. Use of alcohol and drugs. When you use alcohol and drugs, of course you know your concentration and your timing will never, yes, of course it will be impaired. It will never be perfect. So those are some of the reasons why we say the human factor is largely responsible for crashes.
Okay, well said. I like you putting it that way. And undermining this is the team, and you people have now highlighted that human factor is a major reason that we're having high road crashes. I will still remember your 2024 Operation Zero exercise, which was held between December 2024 and also January 2025. We had about 535 crashes, which were recorded, and we had about 435 deaths within this period. We had almost 2,000 and something injuries within this short period, just a month span. Now, my question is, how do you intend to now deal with some of these factors you've said, especially as you try to reduce the number of road crashes that would be expected within this period, especially as it concerns human factor? How does your core intend to help also implement and deal with this problem?
Very simple, just like what you're doing. You have invited me here to talk to people. So what I'm doing now is called public enlightenment. We are talking to them, telling them what to do to stay alive. We do television programs just like this. Yeah. We do radio programs. Yeah. We go to churches. We call them church advocacy and public enlightenment. We go to the mosque. We do radio jingles. We go to motor parks, just like the one we did. Yeah. This period we at Mofo Park and Express Junction at Udu area.
Which are the two major parks within that.
Yes. So we went there and we did motor park and we spoke to them. Flyers were given. Okay. You know, all these things are part of the measures we put in place to tell the motoring public that this is how you are supposed to drive. And of course, if you maintain and obey road safety regulations, I don't think there will be a crash.
Okay. Now, let's come to Delta State. And I'm really interested about this because I know Delta State will pride itself in having large vehicular and traffic movement within this period. But there are some major things that we would say are basic issues. Now, you've been in Delta State for a while. For you, what would be the greatest infraction by off-road users, especially in this state?
Not adhering to prescribed regulations is in the road. Because a lot of persons, you know, I remember vividly that in Delta State, you know, this is not the first time I'm coming to Delta State. Okay. You know, I know that in Delta, the roads were not dual carriage from inception.
Yes.
Now, people started clamoring, pressurizing the government. Give us dual carriage. Give us dual carriage. At the end of the day, the government yielded and did dual carriage, meaning 1, 2 lanes or 3 going and just like that. Still, even after the government has yielded to their request, people still drive one way.
It's so common here.
Yes, of course it is. People still drive one way. Except they see uniform people, that's when they will know that what they are doing is wrong. If you don't drive one way, there is every possibility that the crashes will reduce. If you obey speed limit, the crashes will reduce. If you look at the road furniture that you have on the road, even if it's not it's not 100%, but the government has tried to put some furnitures on the road, and you look at those roads and obey, I don't think we'll have all these problems we're having. And this attitude of na so we dey do am is what we call RAIDS in road safety. RAIDS means, the acronym is RAIDS. It means Road Accident Immune Delusion Syndrome. This is how we used to do it. You understand? Yes. I grew up meeting my daddy doing it this way. When my daddy is driving, one hand will be outside of the driver's window, and uses one hand in control. Yes, worry one. So at the end of the day, when the child grows up, of course, the child that you are carrying in that vehicle will always obey that injunction, that religious injunction of teach a child I should be, and when he grows up, he will never depart from it. Yeah. So when they see their fathers and mothers are their role models. Yeah. So when they see you being antagonistic on the road, they'll say, oh, this is how daddy used to do it, is the pattern. And once that child grows up with that, it becomes very difficult for you to change that child. You know, you worry now. We used to say, then they learn left hand for old age. Abi?
That's what they say. Well, anyway, in case you are watching us, it's indeed a dialogue on Atlantic TV's Viewpoint. And today we're talking about the recent campaign of the Federal Road Safety Corps to deal with the issues of road crashes. And you do know it's the Ember month. And just recently, they launched a major campaign to help deal with the issue of road crashes, especially as it concerns road users. And we've seen this period. Well, just like he stated, it is no evil spirit, but rather our attitude to the use of these roads and our inability to always respect some of these major signs. And not only that, but to also take into consideration that you're not only the one plying this road, but others are also a part of it. So all of that is what we're looking at. And like I told you, we still have no other person but Chief Route Commander Victor A. Toby. You do know he's the youth commander of the Federal Road Safety Corps right here in Warri, Delta State. Let's come back to you now. And I still want us to remain in Delta State. Now, what we've also found out as a major disturbing trend, just like you've said, we are used to it already, and so we did do one. A change of attitude is hard. But what we've also discovered on our own point is that we're having high rate of very young persons driving on high speed, and also the use of drugs and alcohol. Funny enough, as I was coming to work this morning, just between the PTI axis down to this very place, I saw 3 major accidents. 3 major ones. Maybe it happened yesterday night or whenever, but they looked to be really fatal. So my question now is, how really disturbing is the fact that we're having very young, very, very young men, could even be men and women, under the influence of drug and alcohol, plying these roads? And what would your corps, because I know your corps doesn't arrest, but what do you feel you need to do to reduce the incident of having these young persons under the influence driving on these roads and overspeeding?
Thank you. That's a very good one. Let me start by saying that for those crashes you talked about, we are not spirits.
Most certainly.
So we work with information we have. Yeah. And we have this toll-free number of 122. Once you call this number, if there's any crash anywhere, we are readily available to respond to it. have a rescue team standby. So at every point in time, when we get these calls, we move to such places. I want to tell you regrettably that we did not have any call as regards this
accident,
these crashes that happen. That is why when I go to churches, any public function I go that I am to speak, I always drop this number of 122.
122.
Yes.
Toll free.
Yes. So don't think is it my airtime on I used to give the call. You know, it's not my father's property. It's a lie. It's our father's property. We are all children of Nigeria. Yeah. You know, so relatively we did not get the information.
No, and even what I learned was it even happened within yesterday night and this morning. Okay. Because I had a discussion with one of the drivers.
Because I passed through that route. Yeah. And I didn't see such. Maybe before the morning, or
maybe they've come to it.
Yeah. You understand? For this issue of young ones driving under the influence of drugs and alcohol, it is a continuous thing we do. We go to parks, we talk in churches, mosques, like I told you, radio jingles, televisions, and even the NDLEA. Sometimes they invite us. We partner them. We go for walks. Like I went to the last one. I went to the commander. NDLEA. The commander invited me. We did a walk from MPA down into MPA. You know, we walked down, and where a lot of persons spoke, we shared flyers. We tried to dissuade them from these drugs and alcohol. You know, most times, like the commander said, and we know that the families of these people are the same people. They know there are people like no drugs. Yeah. And when they are arrested, they be the same people that will come out and want to bail their children. So, you see, it's a collaboration. The road safety is not, his duty is not to fight drugs, but to preach against drugs. And anytime we are having a program, what you call the, we do what we call this synergy between all uniform bodies, you know. When we have such programs, we call, nearly all the uniform bodies, the military and paramilitary, those who are chance, we come and we give them opportunities to speak to them. So it's something that we are doing, even without the NDLA knowing that we are doing that. We, just like as I am talking,
of course.
I'm talking about.
It's still part of
I said it. I said the use of drugs while driving is dangerous. The use of drugs gives you one false confidence. It gives you very false confidence. The more you take drugs, you'll be feeling so high as if you are moving, you know,
on the sky.
Air. Yes. Your legs are not touching the ground until it wears off. When it wears off, you now realize that all those things we're doing were all false.
Now, a quick question, because I'm really curious to ask. I do know sometimes you people sometimes be on the highway to search, but do you have powers to arrest, especially when you see some of these persons under the influence?
Yes, of course.
Okay.
We do.
Okay.
That's why I said, if you look at, maybe some other time, we'll look at the notice of offense.
Okay.
Of federal safety.
I love that.
Yes, we'll look at it. We'll know those things that you do that constitute an offense.
Okay.
And the penalties for such.
For such.
When we look at you reasonably, and we look at you to say, this person, the way I'm seeing this person, I'm with conviction that this person
is under the
influence of drugs and alcohol. And we have what we call the alcoholizers and the breathalyzers. Okay. We have the breathalyzers which you can use. There are different forms you can use to check that you are...
To ascertain.
Yes. We can do the straight line method. Yeah. Walk on the straight line. And you see somebody that is on drugs and alcohol.
Impaired.
Of course, you see him shaking, doing zigzag on the line. Of course, you know. And of course, the Constitution also gives us power to arrest.
Okay.
Section 10(4).
Okay.
You know.
Okay.
Gives us that power to arrest.
Okay.
So, and of course, we do that. Most times, when we see that you are under the influence, we arrest. Okay. And if in the course of checking your vehicle, I will see that you have things that are inimical to your health, like drugs, what do? We can just quietly, while we're checking you, quietly just call the drug commander. Yes, and the drug commander, of course, we send
his men.
People there. If the drug office is far from where we are, we can call any
security,
any DPO around, any police station, and they come around and pick you and call the drug people. They come and do that. That is what we do. That is, we know interagency collaboration. We do what is called cooperation, coordination. We do cooperation, collaboration, and coordination, where you see 2, 3, 4 bodies working together
in
to
synergy.
to achieve a particular purpose.
Okay, now let's come back now to the Ember mode, because I'm also really concerned about that. And you do know that most of the high traffic of persons will definitely go through the motor parks, and not only through the motor parks, through even registered transport companies.
Fleet operators.
Yes, fleet operators. Now, we do know that there was a speed limiting device that was put into use since October of 2016. And on the mind, it was signed into law or allowed in April, but came into effect in October 2016. And I also do know of a fact that your corps go around most of these motor parks to ensure, these fleet operators, to ensure that that speed limiting device is there. But my question, I also do know that just last month, your corps also complained bitterly that sometimes these people disable some of these devices. So how really true is that? And do they really adhere to this speed limiting device, especially during this period? Because you talked about high speed. They want to go and come within a short period to get more. So, but are they really cooperative, especially as concerns this speed limiting device?
Yes, I think some fleet operators cooperate. I am not yet to mention.
No, definitely we don't want you
I will
to
not do that.
Yeah.
But there are some. They say out of every 12, there's Judas. And what I'm doing now is like you bringing your child to a school, you pay the school fees, and the lecturer is teaching your child or the teacher is teaching your child. Then it will come to a time where we will have what is called test and examination.
Of course.
Now, when we meet you on the road, we'll not ask you. We have been teaching you for the past 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 weeks, or through the various media, or
even coming there on one-on-one. Yes.
Now, show us whether you have been listening to what we have been preaching. So we check. Some of them you see that the limiting devices are intact.
Okay.
But the very dubious ones, we don't know from where they get their knowledge about it. Some of them will go around it and disable it. And once we disable, we also have a way of finding out.
Okay.
It's just like the case of Lady Bird. She said, since men have learned to shoot without missing, she has learned to fly without meshing. So as they are trying to beat us, we too are, going around to see how we can checkmate them. So once we find out that you have disabled we will charge you. Okay. You will be punished.
Okay.
You understand?
Immediately?
Yes, of course we will impound your vehicle and make you pass through some inconvenience.
Yeah.
So that you will know that what you have done, you have not filed against the law. We will make you pass through public enlightenment. We don't just take you to the office and say, okay, we'll just be here, no. We'll make you sit down, you'll be in a class. Since you did not understand what was taught you the other time, people will now teach you for maybe a few days before you now go back and pay. Then you now know. Because if we just say, okay, go and pay 2,000, 3,000, 5,000.
They can easily pay and
They can pay it and go. They say, how much is this? It's not 2,000. Sometimes we will use our left hand to trade and give you. But once you are made to pass through public enlightenment, you pass through all those rigorous processes. You go to the banks to pay. When you go to the different banks to pay, maybe the network is very, very good for you, and you stay there. Next time, you tell yourself that, is it because I did not put on my seat belt that I had to pass through all this process for just 2,000 naira? You advise yourself, I will start putting on my seat belt. So there are all those processes we put. So many drivers obey. Okay. While the recalcitrant ones would say, I will not. It's just like, say today now, just say on Saturday is environmental.
Yeah.
The government has said nobody should move except those on essential duty. You will see those that are not on any duty at all.
You will see flat.
Not even essential. You still see them come out. What are you coming to look for? And when the government is the law to take its course, you say the government is wicked
and harsh. Okay. Well, anyway, let's still remain with the issue of also some of these motor parks, because I'm also concerned about that. Now, you agree with me that some of these motor parks, when you go there, you'll be amazed to see that alcohols are being sold within the premises. Now, how much of a collaboration is the Federal Road Safety Corps in discussion with some of these unions? Because we do know that it's most of these road transport unions that are manning some of these parks. So let's understand, how much of a collaboration are you having to let these people know that alcohols should not be sold within the premises of most of these parks?
Good. You know, they call Marshal. You know, other times our Ember Month programs are just one-day program.
Yeah.
But the President Marshal is infinite wisdom and fatherly role that he has. He has looked at it and said, no, this Ember Month should not be a one-day activity. Now, the last Monday, all unit commanders were in Asaba with the sector commander to flag off the Ember Month campaign with a press conference.
Yes.
Now, after that, there are other programs lined up. Like I mentioned earlier, we just did the road show, road rally, where we share flyers, and though we couldn't have gone
everywhere.
You understand?
But some of the flashpoints.
Yes, we visited them. Now, still on Ember Month, a date in November has been picked for stakeholders collaboration. And of course, I started reaching out to my stakeholders. Those are the parks that are my stakeholders. So by the time I get them to join the meeting, it's a town hall meeting.
A town hall meeting.
It's a town
hall meeting. One of the first of its kind.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I'm now inviting you to come.
So
that you can also cover it. We are going to the grassroots. We will sit with the people. If we like, we can do it under a tree where we have the fresh air.
So just make it very common, very down to the people.
Now, we will also invite the uniform agencies to come. So by the time we bring the various park people to come there, everybody there will be able to ask questions. We are not going to be in a hurry. Ask your questions like you have asked. You are free to ask the questions. I will not want to be a judge in my own cause.
Of course.
By being the one to ask the question
and answer them.
So we invite people, come and ask the pertinent questions that have been bothering you for a long time. There we will now say, okay, road safety, you have been doing this or you have not been doing this. Okay, this is your plus, this is your minus. Police, this is your plus, this is your minus. Army, this is your plus. We'll look at it. Then we'll also go back to the park. Managers of the park, these are your pluses and your minuses. So those are the things we'll discuss. And I'm sure on that day, this issue of
drinks being sold
within
the premises of the park will be addressed.
And sometimes when when we get to the park to talk to them, once they see road safety has come, the next thing, you'll be looking for the bus driver. Maybe you might see like 15, 20 buses there. You might only see like 5, 6 persons that will come out. Where are the other people? Okay, he was around though. Because he knows that maybe he has taken enough. And he feels that, because we have done it before, he feels that, or they know that, we'll come with our breathalyzers and alcoholizers
to check them.
To blow. And once you blow, of course, once it's more than the BAC, which is the blood alcohol concentration of 0.05, it shows that you have taken something. So, of course, what will they do? They run away to go and hide. Only the ones that are clean
will come out. So it's more like you people who just want to talk first, then before enforcement will come on a later date. That's what these roundtable discussions is. Okay, well said. Now, time is not a friend. We're almost out of time, but we still have a lot to ask you. That's why I'm happy you said we'll really create another time for everybody to understand what are those things you need to do as a road user. But one I want us to also look at is the issue of underage keke riders. It's now becoming a norm within the Warri metropolis. I'm not going to call any ethnic nationality as being responsible. I don't want to sound that. But we've also seen very young as even 15, 16, riding keke within the Warri metropolis. Now, that seems to be a major also danger sign waiting, or danger waiting to happen. So how really critical is that for these persons to understand that they are not entitled to use the road?
Yeah, this is something that we have discussed time without number, even when I was serving in Bayelsa State.
Okay.
We've had issues, like you said, we're not going to mention.
No, I will not
nationalities.
mention nationality
You
of
know,
these persons. Yeah.
Sometimes when you accost them, they'll tell you, I am 19. So that I just look younger. I'm 19. And of course, sometimes the person might show you is Vivian.
And it will
His
reflect.
age. It will reflect the age. So these are some encumbrances we have. But I'm sure by this next stakeholders meeting,
yes,
I know issues like this will come up. And you know, they say two good heads are better than one. So we can put our heads together and arrive at something. We communicate to that effect.
Oh, we'll love that. Now, time is not a friend. We still have like 2 or 3 more minutes to go. But before we do that, this is a very big opportunity for you to talk to road users. What advice will you have for them? I do understand the theme for this year, but this is an opportunity to speak directly to the road users, those that will be plying the road within this period, those that are basically transport or fleet operators and also transport riders. What advice will you have for them?
Okay, before I give you my advice, there's something I want to say. That I always tell, it's still part of advice. Like I always tell road users when I do topics like this, when I do lectures, public enlightenments, I always tell people, assume, just assume that you're the only sane person using the road.
At any given time?
Yes. Once you assume you're the only sane person, that every other person is mad. I also assume that you're mad. You assume that I'm mad. She assumes that you are mad. You assume that she's mad. Your producer or everybody begins to assume that the next person.
So you be extra careful.
Yes, everybody becomes careful, and it makes you a defensive driver. And I'm sure those are one of the topics we would like to look at some other time. You know, every person leaving his house, going out for his or her daily bread, has one thing at the back of his or her mind. I am going to come back. Your family will always tell you, Daddy, go and come. But most oftentimes, not everybody who leaves the house comes back to the house. So I always want to tell people, like, there's a transport company that I like their motto. Monosigo Transport Company. They always tell you, welcome is the best journey. Welcome is the best journey. When you go and come, the army team or the soldier who goes to war and comes back is a victorious person.
Yes.
That welcome you have gone and come back.
Yeah.
You see, they go out for war. When the war is, you retreat. It's not as if they are scared.
Yes.
They retreat to replan.
Yes.
So if you see that this particular route you are or pattern you are using is not yielding fruit, what do?
You retreat and replan.
And I also want to tell all road users that road safety is a shared responsibility. Thank you.
Well, thank you so very much. And I'm talking of no other person, but the Chief Route Commander, Victor A. Toby, is the unit commander of the Federal Road Safety Corps right here in Warri, Delta State. We've had this lovely interview, and we're talking about this year Ember Month. You totally agree with me with records we have. We've recorded nothing less than 3,400 deaths already on our roads within the period of January to September. But in wanting to make it better and safer, well, this very team has also been developed, and it's all about human error and how we can also change our style of using the road, especially as it concerns being distracted while planning the road. But really, we need to thank you so much. I know how busy you are, but when it's things that concerns safety, you are always here to honor our invitation. And this is the very first time. On the mind we gave just a quick call. It was only when we reached out to you, but you said definitely on the mind you had a lot on your table, but you needed to be here. Thank you so much for honoring our invitation. And just like Oliver Twist, we'll ask for more. We'll definitely drag you here again another day for us to talk about major issues. And be rest assured, we are ready to partner with the Federal Road Safety Corps as it concerns getting our roads very safe. Thank you so much, our Road Commander, Victor Itobi. Thank you so much for being welcome. Thank you. Well, anyway, it's more like a wrap today on the show. You do know what I will always employ you to do. Go drop your comments and contribution. And even funny enough questions. Let's have them as it concerns this topic. And definitely we'll be reaching out to you, and especially reaching out To those that will be asking the questions, remember he told you in case you have any road crashes, toll-free number 112. 122 is that number to reach out in case you have any road crashes. And it's a toll-free number. Don't be scared. They won't take any of your credit. Do that, and let's see how we can really stay alive.
Behind closed doors, too many suffer in silence. Too many lives are scarred by violence in the very place that should bring peace, the home. Domestic violence is not love. It is pain. It breaks trust, destroys lives and families, and steals futures. Domestic violence is not a private matter. It's a violation of dignity, and it must end. Because hitting a woman does not make you a man, but correcting her in love and staying in peace with her is God's plan. Together, we can raise our voices, protect the vulnerable, and rebuild lives. Say no to silence. Say no to fear. Say no to domestic violence. Powered by Atlantic Media and TV.
The future of the Warri child is bold, bright, and limitless. Gone are those days where being from Warri means that you are underestimated or being put in a box. Today, the Warri child is breaking boundaries in education, innovation, and all things that they set their minds to. We are gathered right here live at the Brown Hill Coliseum in Warri, Delta State for the future of the Warri child, a one-day seminar put together for secondary school students in Warri, Delta State, and its aim is to reshape and of course to remind those children that their dreams are valid and they can be anything that they want to be. We will be reshaping destinies and of course putting in the minds of these children that yes, greatness lies within them. The theme for this year is a very powerful one, Beyond Limits, Unlocking the Potential of the Warri child. Now, this is not just another seminar. This is a movement, one that brings to the knowledge that every child has greatness inside of them. My name is NK and I'll be holding it down right here on the red carpet for Atlantic Media and TV, where we'll be having our special guests and of course we'll be having conversations with our speakers, distinguished guests, and of course our students who are here and ready to learn, to get inspired, and of course to go home with so much enlightenment. Join me on the red carpet as I interview great men and women who will be coming here today to experience this great history in the making.
The future of the Warri child is in your mouth. And as long as they can't steal your voice, they cannot steal your future. God bless you all. God bless Ogiame Atuashe III. God bless the children of this great land. God bless Nigeria.
Child can do anything possible because we believe first God made them, and if God made them, God actually made them without limit. So we are trying to sell that dream back to them, no matter what they've been taught, no matter what they've been told, that the Warri child is going beyond limit.
To unlock children's potential, it starts with you as the parent.
What we are here to do is to also put them in the direction of, as you are working, also get yourself checked.
Going beyond the limits, beyond unlocking your potential, knowing your place, owning your story, finding the obstacles, identifying them, leaning into the lessons that life throws at you. So generally speaking, it's all about honing yourself and looking around you to solve problems. When you're a problem solver, you will always have value.
I'm a product of worry, so today I am that future standing here, and for that reason I have no doubt the people that will come after us will do greater things.
I feel so amazed by everything that has been going on today. I am truly touched and I'm truly enlightened today.
I feel very nervous coming here, but meeting new people and seeing that, there are lots of opportunities. Thank you much for the opportunity that have given to us, the future of the worried child.
Future of the worried child is me. Thanks to the Chronic Care Foundation.
The worried child. I want to firstly celebrate God Almighty. Please, can we jam our hands together? For the King of Kings and the Lord of Lords, the one that kept you and I alive. And I equally want to say thank you for Coral Care Foundation. Please, let's celebrate them. Then most importantly, celebrate yourself. If you don't celebrate yourself, nobody will celebrate you. It's a privilege being here. I'm here by the grace of God and by His mercies. Now, I want to say this to us. As children, we are supposed to be world changers. We are supposed to change our world. But there's a great saying by a great man. He says, if you want to change the world, the first thing you do is make up your bed when you wake up in the morning. Now, I want to ask us, how many of us made our bed when we woke up this morning? I doubt. You want to change the world, the first thing you do is change your bed when you wake up in the morning. So say to yourself, I will make my bed tomorrow when I wake up. I like inspiring stories, just like the one our sister, Ogene Tejiri, rightly gave. Please, let's celebrate grace upon our life. God is taking you higher. Beyond limits, unlocking the potentials of the worry child. While I was growing up, my mom and my dad, they were from the Anglican. And in the Anglican, they do what is called confirmation. I don't know how many of us know about that. When you give birth to a child, you do what is called confirmation. And during the confirmation, you give the child a name. And so the name they chose for me was John. And I loved it. I said, John, wow, that's beloved of Jesus. Be very dear to Jesus. But I think somewhere along the line, my mom looked at the Bible again and she saw that John's head was cut off. She saw John the Baptist, not John the Beloved. And she said, no, I don't want my son's head to be cut off. And so she changed the name at the dying minute from John to Moses. And one thing she forgot was that Moses did not enter the promised land. I will enter my promised land. Say to yourself, I will enter promised land. Yes, it's by grace. As the name Moses implied. If you study your Bible very well, you will see that Moses died and almost did not enter heaven because Satan stood to accuse him. I died once, I didn't make it to heaven. Jesus gave me a second chance. And that second chance is why I'm here to tell you. And what you need to make it, God will give to you today in the name of Jesus. Unlocking the potentials of the worry child. Inspiring growth, excellence, and purpose. Introduction, overview of worries, unique identity, and youth culture, the challenges, hidden strengths, and Warri Child End, beyond limit breaking mental, social, and economic barriers. Quickly, next slide. Now, you can see the overview of the Warri's identity and youth. A Warri, the city is in Niger Delta region of Nigeria and has a unique identity, vibrant youth, and we have what is called their cultural heritage, language, unique, fashion, just like what we saw our wonderful mommy and sister rightly displayed. You can imagine, in fact, you are going around the world. Challenges and opportunity overall. Warri's unique identity and youth culture are shaped by its history, culture, and resilience. The city's young people are driving forces behind its growth, creativity, and progress. And I tell you, you are going to turn the world around. Next slide, please. Now, you can see there's what is called the spirit of resilience and creativity in the Warri Child. High exposure to street realities and survival instincts. These have made a lot of children from Warri to become noted. There's something I used to say. They say Warri they know they carry. I say, but why they know they carry first? It's not good to say you know they carry last, but you must carry first. Say, I will carry first. Potentials for innovation, leadership, and transformation. Next slide quickly. The current challenges, poor educational infrastructure, which is changing with the current things the government is giving. In fact, I want to salute Coral Care Foundation again, and I know they are being supported by the government. Please, let's clap together. Let's clap our hands together for what they are doing. And we know that the narratives will change. Peer pressure and cult influence, just like you saw NDLEA. You know, they talked about drug, and this has to do with peer pressure, cult influence. Now, what is reigning in the society now? Can anybody tell me? Oh, somebody has said it. I didn't say it from my mouth. Oh, you were the ones that said it. That is what is plus. That's what we are seeing now. People using their own parents for rituals. You can imagine a brother using the sister for rituals because of money. At the end, what will happen? All is vanity. Limited mentorship and positive role models. Economic hardship and unemployment are part of the challenges. Family instability and lack of guidance. Next slide. Now, the natural intelligence and creativity. You know, we have these untapped potentials. The natural intelligence and creativity, sports and entertainment talent, leadership and community influence, technological and adaptability, and problem-solving skills. Listen, there are so many innovations that have been made by people from this climb. And I know that we have intellectuals among us that will make Nigeria proud. Do I hear we echo amen? Unlocking the potentials. We have the educational reform, skills development, mentorship and role modeling, pre-entrepreneurship, innovation hubs, faith and moral reorientation. Faith and moral reorientation. Very, very important. And I will share a story at the end. Government and NGO partnership. Next slide. Next slide quickly. Now, the role of parents and guardians. They have roles to play. Just like our wonderful mommy and sister rightly said, her mom played a vital role in shaping our future. And you can see that our life is becoming better for this. So they have a place in the early character building, encouraging curiosity and learning, providing emotional support and moral guidance. Next slide, quickly. The roles of the schools and teachers, they have their own points to play. So teachers too have very important roles to play. Quickly, let's move on to the next slide. Now, the role of community leaders, creating safe spaces for youth, investing in youth centers, digital training, just like what Coral Foundation is doing, encouraging peace, unity, and volunteerism. Next slide. Now, these success stories from Warri Child. How many of us know this young girl, Adego Success? How many of us know her? She's this social media, the content, you can see, went viral from being sent home from school due to unpaid school fees. The parents could not pay her school fees. She was sent home. But despite promises of help, she claimed they weren't fulfilled. However, she's been featured in a Nollywood movie and continues to pursue her dreams. She pursued her dream. Say, I can. Yes, I can. You have a future. You have a role to play. Don't allow drugs to destroy the future that God has given to you. Listen, you have a promising future. If our mommy and sister here can fulfill purpose and destiny, you have no reason to fail. You have all been created with a unique identity. God gave each and every one of us DNA. Even twins don't have the same words. They don't have the same DNA. You were fearfully and wonderfully. Say, I am fearfully and wonderfully made. So next time, just like, our anchor rightly said, and somebody says, you are too tall or you are too short, just tell them I'm the right. God put me in consideration when he was making me. And so, no one can be you. You are who God says you are. Next slide. Most importantly, heroes are made. They are not born. Nobody was born an hero. The only one that came from heaven to save us as the hero was Christ when he was given birth to. He was given birth to because his birth was divine, not ordinary. Heroes are made. Everyone that came here on earth became an hero. And you will become an hero too. So beyond the limit model, step, vision, pathway, we have one to discover our identity, purpose, and gift, develop skills and character and knowledge, deploy impact, innovation, and leadership. Next slide. Call to action. Let's say it together. Let's build the next generation of purpose-driven Warri children. Community collaboration initiatives, mentorship, volunteer call. All lies on our shoulder. Next slide. Conclusion. Every Warri child is a seed of. So I am a seed of. Together we can unlock potentials beyond limits. Now listen. I promised I was going to tell you a story so that we can conclude. You saw the slide that I showed. Faith, moral has a lot to do. The reason why we have moral decadence in our society is because truly a lot of people have lost their fear for God. In fact, many of us, we see God as our mate. True of us. The only time we go to God is when we want to ask. And we command God as if he's at our beck and call. Like some of us command the stewards that our parents employ for us. It's lack of respect. Respect is reciprocal. As children that we are, we need to have the fear of God, and we need to love our neighbors as ourselves. I told you, I died. I'm not a ghost. Ghosts don't carry a microphone. only in Nigerian movies. And they don't walk about. God gave me a second chance. They were rightly talking about drugs, how they can affect our organs. And that's just the truth. When I died, I didn't make it to heaven. I was an assistant pastor. And so, being a pastor does not qualify you to make heaven. But I told you something. My mom changed my name to Moses. And lately, I discovered that in Romans chapter 9 and verse 15, God said to Moses, I will have mercy on whom I choose to have mercy. And I said, God, was this why you showed me mercy? Because I know if anyone dies and he goes to hell, there is no second chance in hell. If you don't believe me, ask the rich man in Luke chapter 16. But God gave me a second chance so that I could let everyone know that truly there is heaven and there is hell. Children, we have destiny to fulfill. After we fulfill purpose and destiny here on earth, we will all go and stand before God, the righteous judge, the one that will ask us, how did you live your life? When you stand before him, how are you going to tell him you lived your life? You lived it for your own pleasure or to impact your generation. Worry child. Listen, I've studied something. In America, you hardly hear people say, I am from so local government, I'm from so state. All you hear is, I am American. When an American stands in front of the embassy and he says, I am an American, the embassy door is open. But in Nigeria here, we dwell more on culture. We dwell more on local government. We keep carrying local government origin and everything. What should suffice for us as a nation is that I am Nigerian. And that should open doors for us. I want to say to us as Warri children that let us leave an indelible mark, indelible landmark for others to emulate. Let them see Coral Care Foundation driving the force of Warri children beyond Delta states and propelling our destiny to generation untold. As a Warri child, which begins with you and I, we can do exploits together. Thank you very much.
Atlantic Media and TV Group.
It's Trending O'Clock. You know how we do it right here on Trending. We'll talk about all the trending gist on the internet and of course give our opinions about them. I am Mercy Irabo, and once it's trending, I can never be alone in the studio. Who is joining us today? The beautiful, gorgeous, E to the N to the K to the A to the Y, NK. Hi, NK. Thank you for always joining me.
Once again on Trending.
It's been a while, though.
It's been a while, my sister.
And I missed you so much.
I missed you too. Now. Let's drop it like it's a joke.
Right. Let's not waste time. Let's just dive straight into our trending and hot gist for today. Let's start with this story from Lagos State. Lagos State has reported that approximately 160,000 residents are living with HIV. This alarming figure was disclosed by Dr. Folakemi Animashaun, CEO of Lagos State AIDS Control Agency, that is the LASCA. Experts are raising concerns over a decline in HIV testing, warning that reduced testing could hinder efforts to manage and contain the virus. Health authorities are urging residents to get tested regularly and assess available treatment and support services. And then as of 2024, it was 108,649. And now in 2025, we have 160 persons living with HIV in Lagos. these figures are scary, like really scary. Imagine 160 persons living with HIV/AIDS, and so far so good. They said they've been declined in testing, meaning some persons have not even gone to know their HIV status and all of that. These are just the numbers of persons that have gone for the testing, and people have not been going for the testing. What's really happening? I thought we've been teaching about preventive measures and all of that, even all the way in secondary school, even in primary school, you get taught of how to prevent HIV/AIDS and all of this. It's alarming why we keep having skyrocketed figures of people living with HIV, especially in Lagos, being one of the top states in Nigeria with HIV/AIDS. NK.
Well, being in Lagos, I'm not even surprised. Because, I mean, Lagos, so many things are going on in Lagos, and it's prone to happen.
Yeah.
And then talking about testing, I mean, it was back in the days when we were serious about all this, go and know your status, go and check your this and that. But now, I mean, people don't do that anymore. Even in schools, we don't hear people, come out to advocate for the need for children or people to get tested, except there is an outbreak, like we saw during COVID. We kept on preaching, go and, the preventive measures and what to do to prevent COVID-19. But something as serious as HIV, we don't talk much about it because we just believe that everyone will be fine. So I mean, there are different ways you can contract HIV. It's not just through sex. People are not aware, people are not educated. There's a lot of illiteracy going on, especially when it has to do with this medical terms and everything. But I feel like is it NAFDAC now?
No, not NAFDAC. LACSA, Lagos State Agency for Control of AIDS.
So I think there should be more sensitization campaigns. Let the people know the importance of getting tested, knowing your status. People don't even know their blood group. It's as bad as that. People don't even know their blood group. So imagine not knowing your blood group and you want to know your HIV status. So I mean, these things are very important. I think there should be more sensitization programs to let people know the importance of checking these things.
Yeah, talking about back in the days, I remember we used to have NGOs that go about teaching people, sensitizing people of all of this HIV/AIDS.
Now we
but
don't
these
see
days
all of
we don't
that
even
happening.
see them happening.
Yeah,
we don't
a
see
lot
them.
of
Like
people
most
are
of all
busy
of
with
these
other
health
things.
issues, we don't really see most people, most NGOs now talking about this. What's really happening?
So that's why the health ministry should wake up and nip this thing in the bud. Make sure that people get tested. Make sure that there are sensitization campaigns going on, especially in the rural communities, because sometimes they are the ones that spread these things fast. So if that can be done, I think we would have more people who are aware of these things and know how to stay clear and prevent themselves from contracting the HIV virus.
Yeah, we really need to do better concerning sensitizing people, especially people in the rural areas. Mostly, I know even in this modern world, you still see some persons going to shave their hair with blades and all of that. You see some of these people going about with blades, using it to shave people's hair. And then you go to a salon, you see people shaving their eyebrows with used blades. I just get to wonder,
people are just
how
so
do you all do this?
They're just so carefree and they don't know that there are dangers in these things. So
these are things that I feel the health ministry, even the NGOs and all of that really need to come out to sensitize the public about HIV/AIDS. And I feel that's way we'll have a reduction of all of this figures. We'll have a reduction. Just imagine between 1 year, the space of 1 year, we have over 52,000 extra persons living with HIV in Lagos alone. Lagos alone. So it's alarming. I feel we really need to do better. Especially the Ministry of Health. Well, away from that, I saw this very story about the Nigerian Bar Association, that is the NBA, has raised serious alarms following reports that a lawyer was allegedly assaulted by officers of the EFCC in Ibadan. The lawyer, Mr. Oluwaseyi Ido, reportedly came under attack while performing his professional duty, representing a client and requesting bail at the EFCC Zonal Command. Eyewitnesses claim that he was slapped and kicked during the encounter. The NBA has condemned the incident in the strongest terms, stressing that legal practitioners must be allowed to carry out their duties without intimidation or harm. They are calling on the EFCC to investigate the matter and hold any guilty officers accountable. And this incident has reignited discussions about the safety of lawyers and the conduct of law enforcement agencies in Nigeria. Yeah, we've been talking about all of this brutality of law enforcement agencies. And this time around, I think they did it the wrong way. Imagine attacking a lawyer. Like attacking a lawyer, the EFCC.
Like the EFCC not noticing a lawyer.
I don't know. Imagine attacking a lawyer, because normally we see cases of, okay, just was it last week we heard somebody was trying to run from the EFCC and jumped down and died from a number of story buildings. And then you get to ask, just imagine, if they could assault a lawyer, how do you expect them to deal with the civilians, to deal with a common man? So this is what we're talking about. We should be civil in our dealings. The EFCC has no issue. Like, they have nothing to do with the lawyer. The lawyer came to help his clients to get bail and all of that. I see nothing that should lead to an assault, of the lawyer by the EFCC. But up to now, we've not really gotten any official statement from the EFCC. This is just coming from the Nigerian Bar Association, and we hope to get an official statement. And we need this issue to be investigated. We need justice for the lawyer, because people cannot go about their duties getting scared and all of that, because people might just attack them for doing their own duties. It's not done. The EFCC have their duties to perform, same way the lawyer also has his own duties to perform to his clients. So I don't see any reason why he should be assaulted and killed.
Yes, you know, that's what happens in a lawless country. You know, a lot of things go unpunished.
Yeah.
Because why would an EFCC officer want to assault a lawyer who is going about his job? On what basis? Where did the attack come from? You know, so these are questions that, you know, need to be answered. And the officers involved should be called in for questioning. We are in a country where people hardly get justice. And that is just the honest truth. We're in a country where people hardly get justice. So if you're saying justice for the lawyer, the NBA has come out to speak on behalf of one of them. So, I mean, if it's enough, it's not enough to call for justice.
Yeah.
Will justice actually be made?
Justice prevail,
you know?
yeah.
But then that's another question that we are hoping that the EFCC will come out clean and tell us what led to the assault of the lawyer, and of course know whether that's enough reason to do what they did. And of course the officer should be investigated and punished if he's at fault.
Yeah.
So
and
I
on
think we
no
should begin
account,
to take...
I don't see any reason why they should even assault a lawyer in the first place.
No, it's not. That's why I said that's what happens
with their
when
job.
you are in a lawless country.
It has
a lot
nothing
of
to
things
do with
go
their
under the
job.
carpet.
You're supposed to investigate people for financial crimes and not assaulting a harmless lawyer that just came to help his clients get bail. So, well, we still hope
we have seen
get
cases where
EFCC
EFCC will barge into people's houses in the middle of the night.
Yeah,
or early,
lots of
and
that.
they assault these people.
Yeah.
Sometimes the people are not even guilty of what they thought they were invading.
Yeah.
You know, but then these are things that we have seen in Nigeria, and nobody says anything about it. So it keeps happening. These assaults keep happening because nobody is talking about them. Nobody is taking accountability or, you know, being brought to book. So it keeps happening.
Well, I think right now they finally met their match. Imagine meeting a lawyer and
I know
the
NBA will go to
any length to make sure that he gets justice, because they can't have their members being scared to do their duties because of the fear of being assaulted and all of that. So I think we still need this case to be investigated. We are calling on the EFCC. We need this case to be thoroughly investigated, and we want to see this lawyer gets all the justice that he deserves. Well, this is a developing story. We'll definitely bring more updates as soon as the drop. Yeah, away from that, Honorable Bello El Rufai, Chairman of the House of Representative Committee on Finance, has called for an immediate increase in the salaries and welfare of Nigerian police officers, military personnel, and other security operatives. Speaking during a legislative session on Thursday, El Rufai emphasized that recruitment alone is not enough to strengthen national security. He stressed that better motivation and improved welfare packages are essential for officers and soldiers to perform effectively in safeguarding the nation. The lawmakers' comments has sparked discussions about how best to support security personnel, ensuring they are adequately compensated for their crucial role in protecting citizens. Well, like we say, I hope this will finally bring a reform. Yes, because sometimes we hear people say they are underpaid, and that's why they tend to transfer aggressions on the civilians and all of that. So maybe if we get increase in salaries, maybe we'll get less of that. Because if it still did not end, I will still come here to drag them like I always do. Anyways, we had some reactions from netizens. As netizens, they had a lot to say about the increment. Same way I am having a lot to say right now about this increment. Let's see some reactions we got on net. He spoke well, very necessary. After salary has increased, any police officers caught collecting money from motorists or collecting bribes should receive 500 years.
I was just about to say that.
That's a very solid point. El Rufai is representing. We must find the money to do that. If money not dey, una go rest. Now every time una they take loan, okay. So he feels they want to take loan. No, remember the federal government said we've met our revenue targets for the year, so I'm not sure they will take loan for that. The salary of soldiers are poor, but El Rufai, oh yeah, salaries of soldiers. Imagine people risking their life and all of that, getting on the paid. It's not really fair. I support this. True, they risk their lives to protect citizens. Yeah, they do. No police should earn less than 300,000, and no soldier should earn less than 400,000. For God's sake, they can lose their life anytime, anywhere. Bello El Rufai woke up and chose conscience after daddy looted Kaduna dry. Crocodile tears from trust fund activists. Well, I'm not the one saying that, but that's some stray bullets. In Chad, we are not increasing salary. We carry big cash to frontline. After work, everybody will get a bunch of money. If those, your general of army, are not going to frontline, your army will never overcome those banditry. Remove all those spoiled children from other channel. Okay, I hope this is true, that in Chad they just take huge sum of money to the front line, and whoever works gets paid. Like that is like get paid as you work. Yeah, you get paid as you work. So I think that's a good one too, because some persons are just in the office getting big salaries, while some other persons are out there in the front line risking their life. Just a few days back, we saw how some military officers were murdered in cold blood, and this was streamed live in this country. So this is one of the things these people face, and then you wonder, why are they underpaid? I feel it's high time there is increase in the salaries of all of these military personnel, security officers, and all of them involved. Yeah, I think they really need that increase. And then, you know, most times when people try to justify them, when you see some of these people, especially the police officers, trying to extort money from citizens, and people say it's because they are underpaid. And now I want to see if they get increase in salary, there's an increment in their salaries. I want to see if all of this will come to an end at the end of the day. Do you feel this will actually come to an end?
We are praying to God Almighty that it will finally come to an end, because the truth is, we are Nigerians. Let's not shy away from it. Nothing is ever enough. Even if they increase their salary to 500K, the ones that are on the streets doing road check, would they increase their salary to 500K? Abi, if Oga at the top is receiving 500K, the one that is downstairs will still be receiving 500K. So it is the people that are downstairs that we are even advocating for, because they are the ones on the streets collecting the 50 naira and the 100 naira. So I'm thinking, if they even increase their salary, would we be disciplined enough to not want to look in that direction of extorting motorists on the road? Because these days it has now become a norm. In fact, the bus drivers, they are ready. They ready their change. So when they get to
they know every checkpoint.
They know every checkpoint
to drop money.
When they get there, they don't have to talk too much. They bring out the money and they give it, and the officer puts inside. Sometimes I'm tempted to video. I'm tempted to say something, but this is a country we find ourselves in.
Yeah.
There's a lot of lawlessness going on, and if we cannot stop it now, when are we going to stop it? And people are the hems of our fate, because I heard that these guys, they even report to their superior. So at the end of the day, they go and remit how much they gathered on the road.
But it's when you see things like that trend. Like the other time we saw one police officer counting cash and all of that. And the ones at the top were just quick to hands up, like, I don't know anything about it. And then I saw this very comment on Twitter that said that that these people, they try to just remove their hand. That means they ask you to be careful. Yes. So they are bringing you out because you were not careful enough.
So that person was a scapegoat. So it's not like as if they don't know, because they will sit down there waiting for them to come and remit to them. So these are the things that we experience in this country. Let's not shy away from it. So even if they increase the salary, which we agree, they need to be properly remunerated. Because they risk a lot of, they risk their lives a lot for Nigerians being on the front line of danger. So even if they increase their salaries, are we sure that these tippings we see on the highway will eventually stop? We are hopeful. We are hoping that they answer their prayers and increase their salaries so that we can have all these things nipped in the bud.
At least if they get increments in salaries, whenever I come here to drag them, nobody will try to justify them.
I watched the video where it was a campaign video though, I think for the last election. And a police officer trying to guard the road, and then they were doing stop and search, and then this driver was trying to give us the person was like, no, we don't do that. And I'm like, God, please, let this really happen for real in Nigeria, where we see a situation where they are trying to tip a police officer and he's refusing and said, no, we don't do that here. Please give me your papers, let me check you and do what I have to do. I'm hoping that that is what we'll start seeing if eventually they increase their salaries. So
the truth is, personally for me, I am not really against tipping. I feel if you know somebody is doing their duty well, you can appreciate the person.
Tipping should be voluntary.
Exactly, not when you're mandating somebody to tip
and if the person does not tip,
that's not tipping again, that is extorting. So when I feel you're doing it, because I remember in Edo State, that was last year or 2 years ago, there used to be this man that works with, is it the road safety corps? He was always there, morning, night, and everything. Whenever people are gone, you still see that man there, still trying to ensure there's no traffic and all of that. And whenever I see this, and he's always smiling, and I just be like, I think this man is people that you really need to tip them. You don't need to wait for them to ask, because you know that he is doing his duties. Because if you know around the Ramat Park axis of Edo State, there's always traffic, like serious roadblock. And then this man is always there. Even at midnight, you see this man there still trying to do his duties, greeting everybody with smiles and all of that. And you just wonder, is this man a Nigerian? So imagine somebody like that. You can actually go and appreciate that person, because you know that he is doing his duties. Not a situation whereby you mandate me to tip you, and if I refuse to, then you stop me, you want to punish me, you want to arrest me for no just cause, but because I refuse to tip you. So that's the one I am against. I'm not in any form against tipping police officers, tipping security personnel and all of that. I'm not against that, but we hope, and we really do hope that once there's increments in salaries, we'll get to all these things. All of these things will just stop. And you know, most times this whole police brutality we keep talking about, some of it comes from
it from it though.
Place not being able to tip them, and then the transfer aggressions and all of that. So we hope that when this is done, we'll get less of all of this, and then we'll stop talking about police officers here on trending. Even when I want to talk about them, I want to talk about them in the positive ways, and not trying to beg them, trying to talk about police reforms and all of these things. Well, this is only just a proposal from Bello El Rufai, and we hope that it is implemented. Yes, we hope it's implemented, and it brings that change that we are looking for in the security sector. Well, away from that, legendary Nigerian rapper Idris Abdul Karim has shared some advice for men, urging them to marry one wife, only one wife. And this is coming just after somebody said it's better to stand on 4 legs than standing on 1 leg. According to him, monogamy is the key to a long, peaceful, and fulfilling life. Idris explained that his perspective comes from personal experience, describing his own marriage as divinely orchestrated. He believes that sticking to one partner helps foster harmony, reduces conflict, and leads to a more stable family life. His advice comes at a time when polygamy remains a topic of discussions in many communities, and he hopes his words will encouragement to embrace commitment and focus on building strong, lasting relationships. And this is coming from a real man. Yeah, this is people. These are the kind of people I call real men, not the one coming to say it's better to stand on 4 legs than standing on 1 leg. Like, now we can see how it is to stand on 1 leg and how it is to stand on 4 legs. We are seeing it. We are seeing it. It's very clear. It's very, very clear. Look at this Idris Abdulkarim. We see his marriage. I remember seeing his interview. Was it last year when he was talking about how his wife had really helped him, in as much as we've not really been hearing his name in the entertainment industry and all of that. How his wife was able to be there for him. This is somebody that married 1 wife. And then on the other hand, we have somebody that is standing on 4 legs, and we can see all of the drama and chaos on social media. Well, I don't know. I feel you watching, you should know better. You should know whose side to be on. Do you want to stand on 1 leg, or you rather stand on 4 legs? I leave that to you.
It's a big question to ask. Which would you rather want to stand on? But then, where has Idris been all this while?
Well,
when this talk of polygamy has been on, where has he been since? Because
maybe he felt like, I need this thing to just cool down before I finally talk.
I don't understand. I'll agree with him 101%. I agree with him because, I mean, that has always been the design from the very beginning, right? So people talking about standing on 4 legs and 5 legs and 6 legs. Well, it is your bed you lay and you will lie on it. I mean, we see people who come from polygamous homes. They tell us every day, it has not been easy. It was never easy. There was a lot of drama that happened while growing up because, I mean, growing up in a family with so many stepbrothers and sisters and many wives and mothers, it's not easy. Let's just call a spade a spade. And we've seen the joy that comes when you marry 1 wife. I mean, 2 people come together to become 1, not 5 people coming together or 6 people coming together to become 1. It is just 2 people. That's so God created them. That's so God designed them. So you just have to do what is right.
You know why I like this
people who are
today?
into polygamy, I consider them greedy people.
Yeah.
Yes.
You want to stand on 4 legs.
You want to.
And God even gave you 2 legs, but you said you want 4 legs.
That means you're not contented. It's just pure greed.
I like this discussion today because it's not me trying to convince people that you should go for 1 partner, but it's something that is very clear. You just know which one to go for. Do you want to go for 4 legs and then you're having...
said it some time ago. He came from a polygamous home and he was giving an account of what happened, how it was for him while growing up, and it was never easy. And so he encouraged people to stick to 1 wife and 1 husband. But the other people, I don't want to call names, so the other people
that are standing on 4 legs,
that are standing on 4 and 6 legs, Unado.
Oh God. Well, like I say, when it comes to marriage, I don't advise people.
There is no manual.
Do what works for you. So now you can see how it is to stand on 4 legs and how it is to stand on 1 leg. So choose wisely.
Choose wisely, because it's how you lay your bed, you will lie on it.
Away from that, I saw this viral video of a young man who was recently wrongly accused of theft by the police after finding a phone on the ground. The phone reportedly belonged to an Indian man, and the young man went to the agreed meeting spot to return it, unaware that the owner had arrived with a police officer. He was about to be arrested, but quick-thinking neighbors intervened, preventing any wrongful arrest. This incident has sparked discussions about police conduct and the need for caution in handling such situations. Just last week we saw a story of somebody that returned a phone that he found on the ground, and they were raining praises on him and all of that, and now somebody is trying to return a phone and was about to be arrested. and then you ask yourself, what kind of lessons do you learn from stories like this? I know sometimes we see some funny videos online asking, if you mistakenly find a full bag of money, what would you do? Some persons would say, I would take it to the police stations, and others would be like, if you take it to the stations, you put yourself in serious trouble. But it's not supposed to be done. And this is going to be scaring the innocent and good people of Nigeria. Yeah, it's going to scare them because they feel like, okay, so if I find this phone, I should rather keep it to myself than trying to take it to the owner, because why should I try to return a phone and you want to arrest the person for it? This is not fair. Just last week, we were praising somebody for returning a phone, and this time around, I don't know what to say concerning this story, NK.
I don't know what the conversation might have been between the boy and the owner of the phone.
The phone, yeah.
You know, that would warrant him coming with a police officer, because probably he thought that's the person that stole the phone or something. Because you cannot really trust people enough. I remember when my phone was stolen, and I went to every length I could go to. Eventually, I got my phone back, you know. But then again, there are still good people out there.
Yeah.
I mean, we've had cases of cab drivers returning bags of money forgotten in their cabs by passengers, and they go the extra mile to make sure that they return the money. And sometimes they are being praised, they are being, you know, compensated for it. Sometimes they're not.
Yeah.
But these are people with good heart, good intentions. Now, this is a young boy who might have want to just take that phone and just do something with it and just live his life and not say anything about it. But he chose to return the phone. Why would you come with a police officer? Is it that you don't trust him? Or I know these days trust issues is something, you know, and people might see it as an ambush. Okay, come and meet with so and so, please. So
Yeah.
sure say, I just
yes,
carry
I don't have issues with going with the police officer,
but
then do you see the way he was
the way he
holding
squeezed his shirt
Exactly.
and, you know, trying to arrest him. I think the police officer should have been civil enough to listen to the boy and know what really transpired and how he got the phone. Know if he had good intentions of properly returning the phone before going all about the whole drama going on there. So that's a wrong move from the officer.
Well, if he stole the phone, I don't see any reason why he should even want to meet with the owner of the phone in the first place. Yeah. And going with a police officer for security reasons, I am not against that. But they could just be civil. Go there, get your phone and leave. I don't see any reason why the police officer was trying to arrest or assault the innocent guy that just found the phone.
Everything is not crack.
Yes, that just found the phone. This thing is going to scare some people, like I said. Like the good people normally that just feel like, oh, when I see this thing, it's not mine. I have to find a way to return this to the owner. But
I just
like
leave
this,
it
they
where
just
it
be
is,
like,
not consign me. Everybody just mind your business.
Exactly, because
the
you
people
just
with
be like,
bad intentions
I
want
don't
to take
want
it
to put
and
myself
go and
in troubles. I don't want to put myself in troubles. It's best I just stay away from this whole issue. But this is not fair. Like we said, we really need to look into this. We really need to look into this. It's a new story and also a developing story. Let's see if we hear some statements from the Nigerian police force. Let's see if we hear some statements from even the owner of the phone. We want to know reasons why we had all of that displayed, why we saw that very video. We want to see all of these things. Well, time is really not a friend of mine. We really need to wrap things up today on Trending. It's been an interesting time, and you know, Friday's edition of Trending is always superb. Yeah, it's always amazing.
I'm
always excited about all of it, and you know, thank God it's Friday. I'm always super excited about Fridays. I'm always super excited about Fridays.
It's the weekend,
yeah,
so I
the
mean,
weekend.
it's something to be happy about.
So let me ask you, what will you be doing this weekend?
This weekend, I'm bet.
Hey,
let's go there.
Okay, as for me, you know what I do on weekends? I just try to do my research, get enough stories for the new week. Yes, I want to go take my usual stroll
and allow breeze to blow your head.
I love taking my usual stroll on the internet just to get stories for my people. Yes, my people, whenever I'm out of this place, I still go there thinking about, I need to get interesting stories for my people. So I'm always coming here to give you hot gist from the internet.
As
but
usual.
it's been an amazing time. You know, you can engage with us on all our social media platforms, on Facebook, on YouTube, on Instagram, at Atlantic Media and TV. Well, we need to go on this break. And for me, this is me telling you, I will see you for another great edition of Viewpoint, same time next week. But don't go anywhere. The news will be next on Atlantic TV.
When the lights go out, who do you call? Ticado! Ticado Energy Solutions Limited, your plug for electrical power, surveillance system, and entertainment. From expert electrical installation to efficient eco-friendly solar inverter systems, no matter the size, Ticado delivers smart energy solutions designed for today and tomorrow. We also help you secure your space with our cutting-edge security and surveillance system. Enjoy crystal clear entertainment with our professional DSTV and cable TV installation. Visit Ticado today at Block F4, Suite 41 and 42, HFP East Line Plaza, Abraham Adesanya, Aja, Lagos. Or call 0906 902 5025 or 0815 176 6817. Explore our services at ticado.com.ng. Ticado Energy Solutions Limited. Power, protection, peace. Atlantic TV, culturally inclined and uniquely different.
My name is Desoka, the comedy catalyst, one of Nigerian comedy.
Alright guys, back again, yes boss, my name is Osh Baby.
CME Alade.
Yeah, what up people, it's your boy Victor 80.
Girl Niniola.
My name is my wife, and just celebrity type man.
My papa say, who won't carry cow, waka go, waka follow the cow, I know the life for you.
I see you know you're watching the Atlantic TV.
Keep watching Atlantic TV.
Atlantic TV. Keep watching Atlantic TV.
Keep watching Atlantic TV.
Keep watching Atlantic TV.
Atlantic TV.
Informative, educative, interesting, entertaining.
Worldwide, international.
Don't go anywhere, I'll catch you.
Don't touch that die. Atlantic TV. Boom.
Atlantic TV, we wanna party.
Atlantic TV, culturally inclined and uniquely different.
How many dreamers are in the house? Okay, all of them raise hand. Well done.
My name is Shalewa, a student from Eagle Might International School, and I wish to become a software engineer and a data analyst to work with softwares like Google, Chrome, Safari, create my own website, create my own app, which people can use to change the world in both the medical profession, in both digital, and every aspect and area of the world.
Please, can we give Shalewa a round of applause? I'm committed to making sure that journey happens. We'll definitely be partnering with her. Well done. I love it. I love it when a girl comes out and says, I'm going to innovate. I'm going to build tech solutions for my future. And not just, did you see how she said for Google, for Chrome? I mean, say she not there think of worry. Now the world where she want, and my darling Shalewa, you will fulfill your destiny in the name of Jesus. Okay.
My name is Ronald Omologbo from Rute International School. I want to become a doctor in the nearest future and a pharmacy, and also has my own hospital to be treating people and make them feel well. And
please, can you give him a round of applause? Just make sure, say when you become that doctor, now where you go do first. Maybe not Jackpot go, because there are plenty doctors that are Jackpot. You will build your hospital here in Warri, so that the people of the world can come to Warri and receive excellent medical treatment from your services. Well done. Please give him a round of applause again.
Good day, everyone. My name is King David Obende. I'm a student of First Baptist Secondary School. My future, what I would like to become is a petroleum engineer, not just at that. I plan to merge tech, software engineering in a way that I'm able to meet the demands of the new petroleum society. Because I've been experienced in the petroleum industry, for the past 20 years, there's been a major decrease in mostly efficiency. And also, I would like to see in a way that I can.
I want him to speak your dream, speak it, talk it from inside of you.
Merge.
Please give him a round of applause. You see, the Warri child is not dull. We are not dull. We are brilliant. Say, I am brilliant. My dreams are valid. Your dreams are valid. Please, can you give him a round of applause? He wants to merge tech with petroleum to bring tech solutions to the petroleum industry. How old are you, sir? 15 years old.
Good day, everyone. My name is Amezi Shibuke Emmanuel. I would like to be the president of Nigeria.
Come on! Come on! How many of you will vote for him? Well done, well done. Please give him a round of applause. Well done. Thank you so much. And okay. I said the lady.
Good day, everyone. My name is Onehimuna Divine from Delta Secondary School. One of my dreams is becoming a large-scale farmer, and I would love to open a very big farm in between Delta State and Edo State. Thank you.
Good day, everyone. My name is Sharon Uguvu, and I'm the head girl of Wingate Model Schools. I aspire to be the first Minister of Education coming from Warri.
Come on!
And to put an end to the malpractice and injustice in the education field.
Wow! Wow! I am proud to be the Queen Consort of Warri Kingdom. Wow. I only took 5 out of, I'm guessing how many children? 500 or so. How many are we? Okay, I only took 5. And from these dreams, there was tech, there was medicine, there was petroleum, there was presidency, hey! There was agriculture, and there was education. You see, there might be some of us that might think that, well, we can dream, but do dreams really come true?
Before I even introduce myself, my mom is over there, Mrs. Patience Ogodo, principal of Atuashe the Second College. Thank you. I did that because growing up as a child, people called me autistic just because I had low self-esteem issues. A lot of people thought I had autism. What they didn't know is that I'm more of an observer. I take my time to observe my environment before I act. I'm going to be sharing my story, but I want my story to not only inspire the children here, but parents and teachers. When I got to JSS 1, I was asked to repeat class. I don't know why, but my mom saw something different. My mom saw value that people could not see. Told me that you can repeat the class, but we have to change your school. She changed my school, she changed my environment, and in less than 1 month, I picked up very fast. I became the best student in my class, from last to first. Every time she comes back from work, she say, Otes, come and help me. Come and help me to write the list of students in my class. That girl that people thought was autistic started writing like a robot. In less than 1 hour, I'm done. Growing up, I could not spell my name until I clocked 11 years. The environment affected me so much that even my dad was very, very strict. You dare not speak pidgin English in the house. You dare not waste. There were a lot of strict rules and regulations in the house that made me so reserved that I could not express myself. But every time my mom will look at me, she will say, don't worry, calm down, we are getting there. And today I'm more than excited to be here thanks to Cora Care Foundation. Thank you. This is the first time I'm going to be standing in the midst of so many crowd. I always share my story, but I never show my face. But today I'm showing my face for the first time to share my story. Because of time, I'm not going to be doing all those dictionary meaning of what is beyond limit and all of that. I'll just tell you one simple thing. Have you ever seen where plants grows on concrete? You'll be wondering, this is not loamy soil, this is not sandy soil, this is not clay soil. Why should plants grow on rock? That should remind you that there is no limit to what you can achieve in life. So after I went to the university, I started doing a lot of weird things, like every time people hear my name, Ogenetedri, they don't pronounce it correctly. I started questioning my mom, like, why do people give me this kind of long name, Ogenetedri? Can't they just call me TJ, Otes, or Tej? I didn't like the name for any reason. And because of my lifestyle, the way I was dressing in school, infusing broom, raffia, and so many things in my clothes, they nicknamed me Uwobo Masquerade. I hated that name so much that I didn't know that God was preparing me for something ahead. I graduated. I could not get a job. As a matter of fact, I studied medical biochemistry in school. After my NYC, I wanted to do something different. I moved to Lagos. I didn't want to be that typical housewife that would just wake up in the morning, breakfast is ready, tie wrapper on your chest. I wanted something different because I knew there was something in me that I have not discovered. I picked up my old sewing machine and I started gathering leftover scrap in different tailors in my community. Every time I come that I want to gather the scrap, they'll be like, this thing is dirty now. What do you want to use it to do? It's dirty. I knew what I wanted to use it to do. I had old shoes, old bags, with those scraps that people saw as rags. I will use it to recycle my old bags and my old shoes, wear it to church. And people will be like, did you make this thing from scratch? In my mind, I didn't make it from scratch, but I was looking for customers. I won't tell you my selling points. I won't tell you what's going on. 8 months later, a lady from Cameroon came. She came knocking and she was like, I saw this bag that you wore in church. I want this bag, but I want it in bulk. What am I trying to say? I waited 8 good months. Nobody showed interest in what I was doing. They were just liking it, admiring it from afar. But after 8 months, a lady from Cameroon, she walked in and she ordered over 1,000 pieces of what we were doing. Unknown to her, it was a revamped bag. But through that process, I went to YouTube. I don't know how to make bag. I only know how to use gum to gum fabrics on bag. I went to YouTube and I learned the bag from scratch. I made those 1,000 bags and I delivered it and she was impressed. I decided to bring my business to social media and I waited another 8 months before I made my first sale. I'm talking about latex creation right now. And after 8 months, I love the fact that someone said our mouth is very, very powerful. I told myself that the first customer that we get will determine how I'm going to run this business. I got the first customer all the way from Atlanta. Bulk orders. And that bulk orders opened doors for me. I got interviewed, shout out Atlanta, Fabric and Garments, South Africa, and just like that, we became global. What they didn't know is I was just trying to find my spark. I applied for so many grant competition. If I'm correct, I applied for 53. Out of that 53, I lost 50, I got only 3. Out of the 3, I think the first one was 500,000, the second one was 300,000, but I want something bigger. I knew there was something. The other 50 I lost, they kept telling me, you are doing too much. How can only one person be revamping, be doing this? Focus on one thing. And the thing with being a creative is sometimes you see yourself doing so many things that you find it difficult to focus on that one thing. Last year, a friend reached out to me and told me to apply for a program called Orange Corners. Now this program, I already made up my mind. I don't want to have business with grant. I just want to focus on my business. Whether you like it, whether I'm doing too much, I don't care. So after so many back and forth, I applied for the program and I got selected out of 1,053 persons that applied for the program. From top 50 to top 30 to top 20. The top 20 got into the program and all of us were awarded 5.5 million naira. That was my first millions in grants. Along the line, I made a chessboard made from textile waste. I think you need to see that slide. Can you take it to the picture slide, please? I made a chessboard from textile waste and we were asked to face the committee from Netherlands. And they said, we gave you 5.5 million naira. What are you going to use the money to do? I told them that my next step of unlocking my creative side is to collaborate with Tunde Onokoya. And they told me that it will take you months before you will be able to reach him. We are talking about a celebrity here. Guess what? It took me only 2 days to contact him. And we collaborated. We signed a long-term partnership whereby I get to train people in shirts in slum Africa. Along the line, the program is for 6 months. 6 months. In the midst of these 6 months, they taught us so many things about business, things I never knew for the past 8 years that I've been running my business. How to manage your finance, how to communicate, negotiation, inventory management, lots more. I never knew all these things, but in the course of the program, I opened my eyes to see a lot of things. Now remember, they told me I was doing a lot of things, but the program told me I was doing a lot of things in a different way. We had the demo pitch, And they were like, okay, let me give you a secret. When you are running a business, you need to run a business that will not affect your health. You know, as a creative, it's just like having so many ideas, so many boyfriends. Allow me to use that word. So many boyfriends, like you cannot even love one differently. You love all of them equally. It's time to love only one and focus on that one. I got confused because I didn't understand what they were saying. I did the demo pitch, I ignored them. I did the demo pitch, and they told me, sorry, you will not make it to the next stage. I cried. 6 months? I said, no, I will not agree. I've been here for 6 months, and you're telling me I will not make it to the next stage. A week to the deadline of the finale, I submitted a new business plan, a new financial statement. I submitted new everything. I sacrificed my sleep for like 1 week. At the end of the day, they said, okay, you will join people to pitch. Guess what? The girl that was doing textile waste recycling came with a different business model. I started upcycling palm leaf waste. The palm leaf that you use in making your banga soup, the palm kernel you use in making banga soup, palm wine. I did something different. And they were like, but this is not what you are doing. At the end of the day, we pitched. I made the top 10. For making top 10, I won the money. 10,000 euros, which is 18 million naira. Why am I telling you this story? Sometimes, you remember I said they were calling me Uwobo masquerade. Why were they calling me that? Look at the way I'm dressed there. In the midst of the crowd like this, I can just come looking like a masquerade, and I didn't care. I found my own identity. I wear Ankara to class. They'll tell you, no, you're supposed to be wearing suit. Why are you wearing Ankara? I told them it's my identity. This is me. I'm telling you this story because in the midst of so many people here, you have your own unique identity. Don't say there is no limit to what I can achieve or the sky is big enough for everybody. Then you want to copy what your neighbor is doing. In the process of finding your purpose, you will fail. You will face rejection. But how you overcome those rejections is what defines you. Your environment, society will make you feel like you are not good enough. Society will tell you, calm down, you are doing too much, dim that light. But it's up to you to find your spark, to find your purpose and tell them, I'm sorry, I will not dim my light for you. Repeat after me, I will not dim my light for you. As you can see, we've received over 10 plus awards, shipped to over 20 countries, and impacted over 5,000 people globally and not just within Nigeria. We are very, very big on impacting especially women, because looking at where I came from, looking at how I came to Lagos, I wanted to work in the corporate space, but everybody were like, you're married, go and focus on your house. What if you get pregnant? You will not be able to concentrate. So many things. Look at me now. I am not better than anybody in this room. I found my purpose, and I hope you will always remember that there is no limit to what you can achieve. Thank you very much.
Atlantic Media and TV Group. Atlantic TV, culturally inclined and uniquely different.
Don't miss out on exciting news, events, and more. Stay connected by following us on Facebook, YouTube, and Instagram at Atlantic Media and TV. Every year, millions of lives are stolen, dreams cut short, futures traded in silence. Human trafficking is a modern-day slavery. It hides in plain sight, tearing families apart and trapping the vulnerable in fear. But together we can end it. Together we can protect, we can rescue, and we can give hope. Say no to exploitation. Say no to slavery. Say no to human trafficking. Powered by Atlantic Media and TV.
Atlantic TV, culturally inclined and uniquely different.
I am SP Dafe Bright and this is Delta State Police Command. Today we'll be treating and addressing an issue that's different from what we've been doing before, not parading suspect this time, but bringing to you a very important information. Do we know that over 85% of Nigerians do password their phones, whether it's Android phones or iPhones? There's always a password. But how come when we lose our phones, by the time we go to retrieve our lines, we go to our bank to check our bank statement, we discover that these people who collected these phones must have siphoned the phones. Now, there are times the people who steal these phones, it is not your phone that they actually need. What they need is your SIM card. Now, how does the SIM card become useful to them? Not just any SIM card, but a SIM card that is linked to your bank account, the one that you usually use to receive SMS alerts. That is what they need. Now, by the time they collect your phone, steal your phone, rob you of your phone, what they do is that they remove this SIM card from your phone and insert it on another phone. So your phone does not really need to power on. They don't even need you to give them your phone password. They don't even need your ATM password. The moment they have access to your SIM card, they can do anything they want to do with your bank account, because all they need is to generate an OTP, and the message, the OTP that is called one-time password, will be sent to that your SIM card, and with that they can do anything they want to do with your account. That is why people lose millions of their life savings simply because they lost their phone. By the side of this video, we'll be doing an illustration. You will see an illustration that talks on how you can password your SIM card. Now, the topic that we are here to discuss, passwording of SIM card. When you get a phone, pick that your phone now. See how you can password your SIM card. If you password your SIM card, by the time for any reason, your phone gets to the wrong hand, even if they remove your SIM card and insert on another phone, the first thing that you will get is a prompt that you should enter your SIM PIN. The moment they cannot get the SIM PIN, they cannot use your SIM card for anything. After the trial of 3, the POC prompt will come because the SIM card will be blocked, and you can only unblock that SIM card when you have the POC number. Some of us don't have our SIM pack because on the SIM pack it is written there the SIM PIN and the POC number. But because some of us don't have our SIM pack, I would advise you to quickly locate the nearest office of your service provider, be it Airtel, Globalcom or MTN. Approach them and request for your POC number. Once you've gotten your POC number, you follow these instructions and ensure that you password your SIM PIN. Your SIM PIN is very, very important. On my phone, for instance, once you turn off the phone and you turn it back on, you must enter your SIM PIN. If you cannot enter your SIM PIN, the SIM card will be useless. And I'm telling you, once they cannot have access to your SIM card, your money will be safely in the bank. They cannot have access to. There was a time I lost my phone, and it took me about 2 weeks to go to MTN office to retrieve my SIM card. Why did I wait 2 weeks? Because I knew I had a SIM PIN. I knew they would not have access to my bank account. I knew they cannot even use my SIM card for anything. Some of these people, when they steal phone, we'll be hoping that, we'll track the phone. Some of them don't even sell the phone. They will just condemn the phone and just get the SIM card to see if they can have your money. Please, they say a word is enough for the wise. It is very, very important. Don't see this video and just pass it by. Watch this video to the end. We're almost approaching the end of the video. Ensure that you take the lesson. Please password your SIM card. They say a stitch in time save 9. It's very, very important. Make haste when the sun shines. Not be to call. You don't have to start running and start saying, what do I do? What do I do? When you can prevent it. Let's not forget, prevention, they say, is better than cure. Thank you.
Atlantic TV, culturally inclined and uniquely different. Atlantic TV. Culturally inclined and uniquely different.
Good afternoon, everyone. You're welcome to our Career Day event. I am incredibly grateful and honored to be here today. I want to thank all the speakers who have gone before me and have paved the way. I have a presentation to talk about this afternoon, and it is on the topic, worry no dey carry last, but what if? So I'm sure we all know the famous saying, worry no dey carry last, but what happens if we carry last? Who wants to just quickly, in 1 minute, tell us what would happen or what it would be like to actually carry last as a worry son or daughter? Anybody? Yes, please. All what will be lost? All hope will be lost. All hope will be lost. That's what she said. That is what it means to her. So let us go to the next slide. What does it really mean to have this saying, worry no dey carry last? So one is the sense of pride. It is also a sense of resilience, that you can come back from anything that happens to you. It is a sense of confidence and of resourcefulness. That is what it means. And what happens when the spirit starts to fade? When this essence, this idea starts to fade? We lose our purpose, we lose our identity. So we're usually known for being street smart as a worry child. You're known for your quick wit, your confidence, your hustle, your creativity. That's what we're known for as worry children. And what is our reality today? That it takes more than just that to be successful. It takes a lot of vision, values, purpose, and responsibility. So my question to you now is this simple question. What if you make worry carry last? Let us explore 5 reasons and see how we can avoid those realities. First reason is 1, losing our identity. I am a worry child. I don't like to hide that I am a worry child. And I don't want you to hide it as well. When we lose our identity, we let trends define us, and those trends come and go, but our identity is never lost if we stay true to who we really are. We should be proud of our roots. Being from worry is not something to be ashamed of. Previous speakers made references to Lagos a lot, which is not a bad thing, but I mean, it is just another city like worry is. Know your story, understand where you came from, understand what made you a worry child. That is your power, that is your strength, and own it. Don't say, I'm from worry, so let me hide because there's a Lagos boy there, or a Lagos girl there. Own your worry identity. It is rugged, yes, but it is who you are as well. So own it. Next slide. Making noise, mistaking noise for substance. I'm sure we all know this saying that goes like this. The loudest noise comes from the empty vessel, right? Many times worry people are loud. I mean, it's natural for us to be loud. We're from worry. I am also loud sometimes. But that doesn't mean we have substance. So let us go beyond making a lot of noise to understanding what is really behind that noise. That is the substance we're talking about here today. Real strength is in quiet consistency. Not every smart talk means smart thinking. As a worry child, there's already a stereotype around you. You're from worry, what should we expect from you? Just like in the Bible says, nothing good can come from Nazareth, right? That's how it is for Warrior as well. But let us learn, let us build skill, and let us build confidence. Let us also build character. Next slide, please. Reason 3 is losing discipline. Talent will open doors for you, but discipline keeps those doors open. Amen? Okay, so show up when it's not even fun. Many times we have to do certain things, do an assignment, do some sort of task that your teacher has given to you, and you're waiting for the next person to do it. Something is clearly wrong in your classroom. You're waiting for somebody else to pick it up and do the right thing. Just show up and be there. Do it when no one else is watching. All right. So champions are made when nobody is watching you. Do the work that nobody sees. Those are the foundations for success. They're built in private moments of discipline. Number 3, excellence is not in the gra-gra. It's not about the loudest person. Be the gentle strain that makes a change in real life, not about shouting or showing off. So the world rewards not just energy, but also excellence. Next slide, please. Reason number 4 is lack of vision. What does vision mean? Vision is direction. If you don't know where you're going to, you lose your vision, you lose your direction. As a worried child, ask yourself now that you're 13 years old, you're 12 years old, what do you want for your life in the nearest future? In 5 years, in 10 years, in 20 years, what do you want to be? I was inspired by those that wanted to be farmers, doctors, pharmacists, politicians, and even the president. One of them said, those are very, very good ideas, but what is your plan to get to that place? That is your vision. So think about your future and ask yourself what you want to be what you want to be in future. Ask yourself what value you bring to the table. Don't always ask, what can I get from this? Also ask, what can I give to this? That is actually the more important question. Seek to bless others rather than to receive from others. Wherever you go, volunteer. I mean, it was emphasized a lot of times, so let us learn to volunteer. Learn to step in to fill a gap. Don't just ask, what can I get from every situation? Stop asking anything from me. Start doing or start showing what you can actually give to any cause or any situation. Your character and your reputation are your most valuable assets. This is true for anybody, anywhere in the world. Reason number 5 is forgetting our legacy. We come from a city of creators, of comedians, of champions, of change makers. There's so many people that are popular out there in the world today who are from Warri. There are references to Agodai, to AY, many comedians, many musicians. They're all from Warri. That is our legacy. This legacy is being passed on to us as a baton that we must pick up and keep running with to the next generation. Every generation carries this baton, and a legacy is only as strong as those who carry it. You and I are the ones carrying the baton now. We must live up to the legacy and be the reason, be the proof that Warri no go fit ever carry last. So what do we do now? Let us redefine this saying. I know our first speaker said that the saying is now obsolete. And I was already anxious because that's my topic, right? So why should I accept that statement? But it's not really obsolete, actually. Let us redefine what it means to say Warri no dey carry last. 1 is integrity, doing what is right when nobody is watching you. In your classrooms already, do you do malpractice during your exams? And you hope that teacher does not catch you doing your malpractice. That is not right, as you already know. So do what is right when no one else is watching. 2 is innovation, finding new solutions and not just following old patterns. Always seek to innovate. What can you do differently? Make it better than the last that was there before you. And 3 is impact, lifting others as you rise. Any success that does not help somebody else, it is not true success. Success helps others also rise. So I'll challenge you today with these final statements. Warri no dey carry last indeed, but let that be because you lead with excellence, not just because you're vibing to the quotes or to the saying. Warri no dey carry last because we dream, we learn, and we build. Warri no dey carry last because we rise together. Next slide, please. This is my call to action. 1, be proud of who you are. Don't shy off because you are from Warri, and Warri is just a small city in Delta State. Warri is the next big thing, and it starts with you and I today. 2, build yourself with skill and with purpose. Don't just, lie around doing nothing. Don't look for easy money. Learn skills, learn how to communicate, learn how to rapport with others, learn how to be valuable to your society. 3, represent the city with honor and with brilliance. I trust they can do it, and I'm rooting for you as Warri ambassadors. Like I said earlier, be the proof that Warri no go fit ever carry last. Final slide, please. Thank you for listening. This is brought to you by Safari Group of Companies. We have pharmacies, we have Safari Water, we have a laboratory, we have vaccines, we have a health shop, we have so many services and products for your overall health and for the betterment of Warri as a city. Thank you. My name is Great Emefike.
Thank you.
Atlantic Media and TV Group.
My name is Desoka, the comedy catalyst, one of Nigerian comedy.
All right, guys, back again. Yes, boss. My name is Osh, baby.
Yemi Alade.
Yeah, what up, people? It's your boy Victor 80.
Girl Niniola.
My name is my wife Ninja Celebrity type man.
My papa say, who won't carry cow, waka go, waka follow the cow. I know the life for you.
I see you know you're watching the Atlantic TV.
Keep watching Atlantic TV.
Atlantic TV. Keep watching Atlantic TV.
Keep watching Atlantic TV.
Keep watching Atlantic TV.
Atlantic TV.
Informative, educative, interesting, entertaining.
Worldwide, international.
Don't go anywhere, I'll catch you.
Don't touch that die. Atlantic TV. Boom.
Atlantic TV. We wanna party.
Atlantic TV. Culturally inclined and uniquely different.
Behind closed doors, too many suffer in silence. Too many lives are scarred by violence in the very place that should bring peace, the home. Domestic violence is not love, it is pain. It breaks trust, destroys lives and families, and steals futures. Domestic violence is not a private matter. It's a violation of dignity, and it must end. Because hitting a woman does not make you a man, but correcting her in love and staying in peace with her is God's plan. Together, we can raise our voices, protect the vulnerable, and rebuild lives. Say no to silence. Say no to fear. Say no to domestic violence. Powered by Atlantic Media and TV.